Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and this is my first impressions look on the Li Ning Speed 9 Premium. So it's kind of weird because it's called the premium shoe, but then it's not premium pricing, it's actually only going for 100 bucks. So if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box. We'll see if it is premium or not as far as the quality of the shoe goes. But let's get it started off with the Tracciones, and in this colorway we have a solid gray rubber outsole, which is pretty cool. And we have a mix of like a herringbone traction pattern, and then in the forefoot we have a circle pattern, right? And it says launcher here, I don't know if you guys can see. And holy crap guys, the traction seems really good on my wood floors, and I actually played in it once already and the traction feels super duper good right now. It has an amazing bite, right? And it seems like it's biting through dust pretty well. The court that I was playing on was actually quite clean, so we still have yet to see on performance on dust, but traction like overall on like a clean court is really good. Also, another thing that I like a lot is that there's a really loud and high-pitched squeak. And the weird thing is though, like sometimes, you know, when shoes have a really loud and high-pitched squeak, the shoe kind of like slides a little bit, you know, like the Jordan 31 or even like the All City 10, right? Super loud squeak, but then it kind of slides. It slides just a tiny bit, right? But the bite here in the Speed 9 Premium is really good so far. And also for durability, it seems very good too. I mean, the rubber is very hard, the grooves are deep and super thick, and also there's a lot of surface area. Look at that, there's a lot of rubber, especially where the highway area is, you know, like in the balls of the feet and also here in the heel. So yeah, I'm super excited about the traction. It actually seems like it's top tier, which I like a lot. Here in the middle of the outsole, we have a midfoot chain plate, which they're calling the Pro Bar Lock. And I'm guessing this is all one piece, right? This plus this part right here. It says Pro Bar Lock on the medial side right here with this plastic. But yeah, the traction, super nice. And moving on to the heel to toe transition, it feels overall very nice and smooth so far. So here in the heel, we have a nice rounded shape and pretty much fully exposed heel, which feels great. There's also nice compression, which makes it feel very smooth here in the heel. And then in the forefoot, we have a nice rounded shape and curved shape and a good amount of forefoot flex, right? But it seems like there's not a whole lot of rebound back. Like for example, the JB1, we have the carbon fiber plate, right? It's very flexible here in the forefoot, but you have like a nice rebound back, so it kind of has that springboard effect when you're doing heel dominant strides down the court, right? So the Speed 9 Premium feels just like a little bit more flexible and not too much of a spring back. It still has a little bit, but not like the JB one, right? So overall it feels nice and smooth. And now moving on to the cushioning setup, it feels really good so far, but the cushion feels a little like lackluster because it's so damn thin, right? So I'm feeling like I mean, this shoe is made for Fred VanVleet, and this is his PE, you know what I mean? So it's made for more like guards and people that want to be quick, you know what I mean? So yeah, the cushion is super low to the ground. Like it feels like the Hardens. That's how low to the ground this shoe is, and it feels really nice for court feel, which is of course a great thing because I like court feel. But I feel like they sacrifice a little too much. You know, they put a little too much court feel and sacrifice a little too much cushion. You know, because like I mean, there is nice compression, right? So we have full length light foam, right? And I'm sorry if I'm incorrect about the tech. I mean, I was looking around, I looked around at like 5 different websites on the shoe, and they all said different things as far as the tech goes. But it does say boom right here on this plastic, right? So I'm guessing it's full length boom right underneath your foot, right? Either way, it does feel pretty nice for step and comfort, right? So as far as the insole goes, the insole is like a really thin material, but it's like pretty foamy. It doesn't feel like super stiff or plasticky or anything like that. So I do like the insole overall because the Strobo board, Li Ning keeps doing this, which I really like. So Li Ning owns Way of Wade, of course, and Way of Wade uses the mesh Strobo board, and I like how they're doing it here in the Speed 9 Premium as well. So we have a pretty much a full length mesh Strobo board, and you can feel the, like if you press it with your finger in the heel and also in the forefoot, it's actually really soft, and also when you wear it, it's really soft as well. So stepping comfort is really good. Underfoot cushioning feels nice so far. It's like soft underneath your foot. But like I said, I feel like it's a little too thin, so it's not super plush, it's not super bouncy either. But overall, I feel like it's way better than just like a stiff strobo board, you know? So overall, I mean, I feel like they should have made the cushion a little bit thicker because impact protection doesn't seem like it's gonna be the best, like especially here in the forefoot. But of course, I have yet to fully test it and fully play in it, but I do like the overall cushioning setup so far. Moving on to the material, so this is premium, but the materials do not seem premium. I mean, like, it's a little flimsy and feels a little plasticky as well, and a little glued down like. Yeah, it sounds even a little cheap, right? So it's basically like a screen mesh and seems to probably be a synthetic material under that. And obviously that's glued down. And then here around the tip of the toe, we have some fuse for extra added durability and support. I do like how it feels overall on foot though, because it's super thin and it seems super supportive as well. Conforms to your foot somewhat well, but there is a little pinching right here for me on both shoes, on my left and right foot. So that'll probably break in, but like when I bend it here, this kind of digs in, and I feel like they made it a little too stiff. No, not stiff, but like maybe glued it down a little bit too much, you know what I mean? It also stays extremely thin here in the midfoot. Look at that. Very, very thin material. And then for the tongue, we actually have very minimal padding. And it is a half boot construction tongue for a better overall one-to-one fit. And then here in the ankle area, we have like very minimal padding on the sides, but we do have this like singular Achilles pad, I guess, kind of. It's kind of like a heel tab slash Achilles pad, you know, but it is super well padded, feels very nice on the Achilles, and also I feel like it does help with lockdown too. So that feels great in the back of the shoe, but the overall quality isn't great for something that they're calling premium, but for $100 it's not bad, and I feel like it gets the job done so far on foot. Also, we do have straps. I mean, here on the medial side, we can see it like this, it's see-through, and they're calling it the solid system, which is great, but that's a weird name. But anyways, you know, this eyelet kind of comes down into the material, and that obviously gives you better support and also a little bit better lockdown, you know, once you tighten the laces. It's on the medial and lateral sides of the shoe. And now moving on to the fit, everyone, I would suggest going up half a size, right? I did go up half a size for these. And yeah, it fits me really, really well. It's a super nice snug fit lengthwise, right? Like, I would say there's a tiny bit of length, but it's not anything terrible, right? And also, it's super duper snug here in the toe box, like a really snug fit, and it's actually quite narrow too. So I do like the overall fit, and I'm very glad I went up half a size. I feel like if I went true to size, I probably wouldn't like playing in the shoe because it'd be very, very snug, you know what I mean? Like, it'd probably choke my foot out. So it's even choking my foot out a little bit right now. It's a really, really snug fit. So for most people, I would suggest going up half a size. If you want a roomier fit, or you have a like a wide foot or a chonky foot, probably go up a full size, right? But overall, it fits me very, very well so far. And we have this ridiculously high heel tab, which also makes the shoe super easy to put on as well. And as far as support and lockdown goes, it feels nice so far. You know, for lateral containment, like I said, this material feels super supportive. I mean, we do have this extra, I don't know if you guys can see like this red part, kind of like this darker part of the material, but that feels a little bit more glued down than like the toe box part, right? And also we have this cage coming up, acting as a sidewall here in the forefoot. Here in the midfoot, we have the Li Ning logo, which is dual purpose. It also cages the cushion a little bit and also acts as a sidewall. And then here in the heel, it feels like there is an internal TPU heel counter. So lateral containment feels super good so far. And also look at the lateral stability on this shoe. Look at this. Look at how wide. Oh my gosh. She is super duper thick. Like, look at that. I can't believe how much this protrudes out, and that's obviously a good thing because you have a very low and wide, stable base, especially here in the forefoot. So I feel like lateral stability is gonna be good too. So yeah, support and lockdown feel really good so far. And now moving on to the weight, it feels like super duper light. You know what I mean? I'm guessing like 9, 10 ounces. Okay, I'm a little off. 10.93 ounces. I don't know why it feels lighter than that. 11.25 ounces, right? So average like 11.1 ounces, something like that, right? So yeah, overall it feels really minimal. Like the upper is super minimal. It feels very lightweight on foot. And yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a very responsive setup. So I do like how it feels so far. It just feels not the best for impact protection so far. I'm a little bit worried about that. And as far as the aesthetics go, I mean, look at this, man. Li Ning is definitely killing it. I love the implementation of this logo, right? This is the Li Ning logo, but also they made it functional, right? It's like this pretty hefty plastic, you know what I mean? So it acts as a sidewall, cages the cushion, and it's also the logo, you know what I mean? So that's a great use of design, I feel like, and overall it looks great, you know? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics down in the comment section below. So wrapping things up, yes, the Speed 9 Premium for my first impressions feels super nice. Like just a great guard shoe. I mean, traction seems top tier, cushion. I mean, like, you know, I do like the boom underneath your foot, and I do like the mesh, but I feel like they made it a little too thin just for my first impressions, right? Materials for a premium shoe, no, but for the price, it's not bad, especially on foot. Feels like it's supportive, and I do love how the shoe looks overall. So my first impressions of the Speed 9 Premium are very, very good. I'm super excited to test these out, and I feel like it might even be a top tier performer, or maybe like super solid shoe. You know what I mean? But anyways, that about wraps it up for my first impressions of the Li Ning Speed 9 Premium. Again, if you guys do want to cop, I'll try to leave a link in the description box, but that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.